Hey everybody, I am coming making this video message and I want to tell you don't bend, don't break. I know you're wondering what am I talking about? I am talking about bending or breaking and shifting around the rules, regulations, stipulations, and order that you have worked very hard to maintain in your life for a particular thing. There are some of you all, you've worked very hard to maintain your sobriety. You may have come from a life where you used to drink all the time. And so you have become extremely disciplined in managing to stay away from any type of alcohol. Anytime you see something remotely that reminds you of alcohol, or you see the possibility of you falling back into that zone where alcohol was like a god for you, you avoid it. Some of you all, you have maintained staying away from a drug or drugs. Some of you all, your drug of choice, it took you. It took you down. It took you under. It took you to a very dark place. Some of you all, it could have been weed. It could have been any other drug. You all know the drugs that's out here. Whatever the case was, a lot of you all have worked very hard to maintain managing, staying away from any type of drug usage. Then there are a lot of us in a single community. We have worked very hard to maintain not only our peace, but we've worked very hard to maintain keeping our bodies. We have worked very hard to maintain our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And so I'm saying these things because I need you all to understand when God begins to touch you in a way that he has never touched you, and I mean spiritually, as you get older and as you grow more in God, you will see changes within yourself. You're supposed to see significant changes. If you operated and thought a certain way when you were not in God, that should be changing now, especially if you've been walking with God for some years. I'm talking about 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or 10 plus years. You should see changes in your way of thinking. You should see, changes in the way that you handle conflicts. You should see changes in your behavior. You should have more self-control. You should be more loving. You should be more giving. You should be more patient. You should even, to a certain extent, be a little bit more open-minded, in a sense you understand who someone is instead of trying to win a disagreement. Okay? You try to understand where another person is coming from instead of you having an air about yourself where you believe you're always right about everything you say, especially when there is a conflict. You remain silent, you remain patient and controlled, and you allow that person to tell you how they feel about you or about a situation. You understand how it is to be more humble, more open-minded, more peaceful, and you realize that you don't have all the answers to everything and for everybody. But I want to also make you all understand the reason why I had to make this video message. And I'm going to quickly talk about single people. I'm going to keep talking about that a lot because in the single community, when some of us get approached by the opposite sex, everybody is at a different place. Okay, everybody is at a different place mentally, everybody is at a different place emotionally, Everybody is at a different place spiritually. And so you may, ladies, have a man who comes into your life and he could be really serious about wanting to get to know you. He could be really serious about wanting to spend time with you, wanting to get to know you, wanting to make things official. In a sense, he wants to take you off the market. Fellas, you may go through this too, where there's a woman who comes into your life. She's really feeling you. She really likes you. She really wants to deal with you, okay, on a very serious level. However, I am going to suggest you don't bend and you don't break the rules that you have set up to maintain and manage your celibacy, your singleness, your addiction to drugs or alcohol, or just peace, period. Because a lot of you all, you have come out of very chaotic situations. You've lived in households that were chaotic, that were violent. You have had relationships or friendships that were very violent and chaotic and dramatic. It was full of drama. And so you have gotten to a place where you are serious about managing your peace, managing the silence, managing your body, managing your emotions, managing things that's coming in and out of your spirit. You are very great at that. And so I don't care who comes along to tell you that they like you. Don't bend and don't break if they have not fully proven who they are to you. Because let me tell you what I find out about people. There is always going to be someone out here who wants what they cannot have, or they are going to fight very hard to get what they kind of know they cannot have, but they become a plotter, a planner, and a schemer to see how they can get a particular person that they know may be out of their league. Now, when I say that, some of you all may say, oh, okay, so she's talking about someone that may be more educated, or someone that may have more money, or someone that may have a nicer house or a particular car. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not talking about anything material. Let me just make you all understand that. You all know I come from a different angle with stuff like this. What I'm saying to you is that there are people who are the total polar opposite of who you are. The way that you carry yourself, the way you think, what you believe, there are going to be people who are the opposite of that. They are more free-spirited. They love the world. They don't believe in not having sex before marriage. They definitely believe in having sex before marriage, and they rush. They have no problem rushing into a relationship. They won't know you. They won't know your family. They won't know if you have bad habits or not. They won't know where you are mentally, just as well as you don't know their habits, where their mind is. You don't know their family. You really don't know what they're capable of doing. And so what I'm telling you all is that you don't need to bend or break for a man, ladies, who has not proven who he really is to you. Let me tell you all something. Talk is cheap. People talk and say things all the time, but you got to be able to discern and get down to this fact. Do they really mean what they're saying to me? Are they really being honest with me? Are they really telling me the truth? That is what a lot of you all have to get to the nitty-gritty of, because I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this. Somebody that says they like you, somebody that says that they want to get to know you, they are going to call you. If they cannot meet up with you physically to actually be around you and see your face and have a conversation with you, they are going to take time to try to call you, because you can say a lot in a DM. You can say a lot in a text message, but if someone is not calling you, I'm sorry, I'm going to take that as they don't really like me like that. You should probably take it as they don't really like you like that, because who sits back saying that they like you so much, saying that they're crazy about you. They're saying that they want to get to know you, but they absolutely refuse to call you. How can you get to know somebody and you're not having conversations with them? They're not asking you any questions about yourself. And see, you know what? Material like this should not even be being made, because I would like to think that this is pretty much common sense for most people. I would like to think that most people know, you know what, I'm not going to trust this person because I don't know him or her. I haven't had a conversation with this person. I haven't been on the phone with this person. I haven't been around this person. So them saying a whole bunch of stuff to me, it sounds good. It sounds sweet. You know, it's moving my flesh, because the flesh likes to be flattered. It likes to be complimented. But what is the reality of the situation? If someone is not trying to bond with you and get to know you, and a way to get to know you is by having a very real conversation with you. Okay? And so people will want you to bend and break your rules for them, but they have not yet been proven to be worthy enough of your bending or your breaking. And what happens to a lot of people who end up in situations like this? What ends up happening to a lot of people in these type of situations, they end up getting hurt. They end up getting hurt. They end up getting used. They end up getting taken advantage of because they were not patient to keep waiting for God to give the green light on them dating a particular man or a particular woman. I told you all before, and I'm going to say this again. The enemy puts a rush on things. The enemy will put in your head and put in your spirit that you don't have a lot of time left, that you need to rush and get this particular man, ladies. The enemy will put in your mind, he will put in your head that you need to rush to get a particular woman. Fellas, this is what the enemy does. The enemy always gives a time frame. Now, I'm not saying God does not do this, because when a situation is God's speed, you will know, because it will be peace there. It's not going to be resistance there. You are going to know in the core of your soul, you're going to know in your spirit that whatever it is, when God is backing it, you're going to know that God is involved in it. But with the enemy, it is never clarity there. You don't have 100% clarity about the situation. You don't have 100% clarity about the person who is trying to come at you. And a lot of times, I tell you all this all the time, but I don't think a lot of you all are hearing me. People, again, they want what they cannot have. You are more attractive being focused. You are more attractive having tunnel vision, working on whatever it is you're working on, and you are not man-centered. You are not world-centered. You are not woman-centered. You are not getting lit-centered. You are not drug-centered. You are not alcohol-centered. Everybody is not going to understand this video message, because a lot of you all get easily offended. You get easily triggered, but I'm tired of it. You need somebody to tell you the truth. And the truth is this: you cannot bend, you cannot break, you cannot continue to compromise what you have worked hard to maintain, because everybody and every opportunity that presents itself to you and every situation that arises, it is not worth it. You have to get the green light from God. You have to allow people to show you and prove to you that they are worthy of your time. They have to prove that they are worthy of having a real conversation with you. They have to prove that they are worthy for you to take the risk of passing up All these other men that come at you, ladies, or all these other ladies that come at you, fellas, they have to show, I am so intentional about you. I am so real about you. Let me show you that I really do care about you. Simple things that a person cannot do, to me, that is a red flag. What does it take away from someone to simply just call you? What does it take away? And I think somebody in the single community, we have to keep talking about this stuff, because a lot of you all are falling in love with somebody through text messages. You are falling in love with somebody through a DM. You are falling in love with somebody through fake promises. You all are starting businesses, and you all are getting involved with people who has a idea or a vision, but you really don't know their character. You don't know the type of man or woman that they are in business. All you see is, okay, I know this person. This person makes me feel comfortable. It's a time for me to make some money. They seem to have all the things that we need, and I'm familiar with this person, or I'm comfortable with this person, so I'm going to jump on it. I'm going to sign my signature on this paperwork for me to start this business idea with this particular person. And a lot of you all, you are in various different situations where there's drama there is confusion there is heartbreak there, and there is no clarity. One thing about God, God gives you clarity when there is a particular situation going on. God is not the author of confusion. When you are confused about some things, when you don't really understand what's fully going on, and it's ample opportunity for a person to come and say, well, you know what? I understand you went through something. I understand you a little bit uncomfortable. I understand that you really don't know me like that, but I'm willing to do this in particular to put you at ease, or to put you at comfort. Some people are not even willing to do that, but you all jump right off the bridge, all for love, all for a relationship, all for a new friendship, all for business, all to just go kick it because you've been accustomed for a very long time sitting with yourself, because you knew when you was running the streets, when you was with the in crowd, when you were around a bunch of people, something always kicked off. Your name was always in something. A fight always broke out. Your life may have been in danger. So I'm just telling you all, and those are just a few examples, but I mainly spent time with singles. I'm going to tell you all, don't bend and don't break. You need to continue to be patient. You need to continue to wait on God. You need to tap into what is God saying to you, because somebody else will look at you and they will maybe desire you, or they will want you, but they will continue to rush you, and they will tell you how they feel about you, and they will swear that they are being real and upfront with you. But everything that they're telling you, God has not told you anything. One thing about God, and I'm not saying this happens in every situation, but there, for the most part, are situations where someone will be told something. Either prophetically, someone will come and reveal something to somebody. Someone will say something to somebody. Or there will be a situation where you're having a conversation with someone and they will confirm what God already dropped in your spirit, or what God already told you. And so I'm saying that to say this: when someone is putting a rush on you making a decision, and now I'm saying this for the singles, if a man is coming to you, ladies, and he is putting a rush on you to hurry up and get with him, and hurry up to be in a relationship with him, and hurry up to become exclusive with him, and you know that you don't know that man like that, and you know that you don't even have a conversation with him because he's never calling you, if you know that somebody is coming at you and they're putting a rush on you to start a business with you or to get involved in something, but you really don't know them and they're getting uncomfortable because you're asking questions and you want to be a little bit more patient to iron out some things and work some things out. I'm not saying dragging it out. I'm not saying play no games. Whatever situation fits you. All I'm saying is that the way you are built up now, you are built up this way because God has taught you patience. God has taught you structure. God has taught you order. God has taught you what it is to be disciplined. God has kept you in a season of being more silent. God has showed you that you cannot just give any and everybody access to you. And so, when you get to that level, because it's going to come where a lot of people want your time. People want to hang around you. People want to date you. People want to talk to you. People want to link up and do business with you. People want to be friends with you. I'm not saying be scared. I'm not saying be paranoid. You got to be discerning because some of the opportunities that come to you for maybe love, friendships, business, or whatever the case, they do come from God. Okay, but then a lot of these situations, they are sent by the enemy to get you off course, to keep you unfocused, to keep you distracted, to disturb your peace, to break you spiritually. Don't bend, don't break. You better stand in what you've worked very hard to maintain, because at a point in your life when you were not disciplined and when you were bending and breaking and when you were just letting anybody come down the pipeline, it cost you a lot. Some of you all, you lost a lot of money. You were stressed out. You were in a lot of mess and confusion. You got very hurt, wounded, and broken from a past failed marriage or a past failed relationship. I'm telling you, and I don't know who I'm talking to, but I am telling you, it is strong in my spirit to tell you, don't bend, don't break. You better keep waiting on God. If God has not released you to date a particular man, ladies, if God has not released you to date a particular woman, fellas, you better not bend or break. If God has not released you to work with a particular person pertaining to business, you better not bend or break. If there is someone who wants to connect with you and they say, I like your style, I like your vibe, I want to be friends with you, don't bend, don't break. You better be in prayer. You better get to know people. You better ask questions. You better ask questions. People who have no motive, people who have nothing to hide, people who are not trying to plot, plan, and scheme, they don't have an issue when you're asking them questions. They don't have an issue when you want to see them face to face or talk to them on the phone to try to bond with them. This is what brings you to a level of comfort and trust with people when you start off with simple conversations. If somebody is not willing to do that, something else is going on. Something else is going on. If somebody's hiding certain things when it comes to business and things of that nature, and they don't want to answer certain questions, and they telling you, hey, you asking me too much, it's something else going on. If someone is real adamant about hanging with you and wanting to come into your personal life and they want to see how you living and what you got going on, and you like, hey, whoa, this is a little bit too much for me. I'm not ready for that. I don't have company at my home. I'm not going to come to your little engagement because of whatever your thing is. But they still trying to rush and pretty much force you to be involved in this stuff. And you giving some resistance. because they're not trying to take the time out to get to know you, or they're not respecting how you have your life set up, because they don't know what you've come out of. They don't know what you formerly experienced before they've come along. I'm saying all these things for you all to wake up. Pay attention. Stop getting desperate out here, single men and women. I know you've probably been waiting a long time, but don't get desperate. Don't bend, don't break. Don't take every opportunity. Every opportunity that comes to you, when you have a situation that looks like it's favorable for you, don't jump on that real quick. You better sit with that. You better pray. And that is the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have been offended by anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.